You look like you're right outside a premiere or something.
Exactly. Talking about my new film.
The Brental film.
Candid.
Nicely timed.
I can't see.
Okay, we ready to go? Yeah! My first musical ever in high school, like during a brush-up rehearsal, which is where you're going through the songs because you haven't done them in a week. As I had a laptop hooked up to the projector behind, like that we used for like a backdrop, and I kept like writing like parody lyrics to the fairly serious lyrics that were written in the show behind the actors as they were going over their songs. Anyway, I know it's like one of those great story Gramps kind of moments, but still, it was awesome. Anyway, welcome to the Brentalfloss Q&A panel at Band Expo. Hello. Yeah! Thank you guys for standing or waiting in line, or the ones of you that just walked up, thank you as well. I'm really excited about this background I have this year, because it looks like, you know, when you see like people that are, you know, bored, and like at Comic-Con, there's like that San Diego Comic-Con thing, it's like plastered all over everywhere, so they make sure like, they were there, they were at our convention, Matt Brady, Kevin Smith, other fat guys, you know, like large people with large dreams.
That's pretty much the reason.
I just noticed this guy's running really fast on the exit side. Or is there fire behind him? Or like one of those Dead Space tentacle monsters, like shoot me in the yellow part.
It looks more like he's on fire already.
Could be. Is that an arm? Never mind. All right. So, yeah. Here's how this is gonna work. I have a little bit of stuff to show you guys that almost no one, in fact, actually, no one has ever seen before. Later on.
Nice.
And some other fun stuff, but for now, let's just do some questions and some answers. Here's how it's going to work today. And this is going to be a serious test of my aim as someone who throws things, but as you know, and as was advertised in the program, I often bring candy to events. Disclaimer, please clean up after yourselves. But I did this at Otakon, it was super fun. Like, you know, I do more Q&A panels these days than I used to. So now what I'm doing is, if you ask me a question that I've never been asked at a Q&A panel, it has to pertain to me. It can't be like, what size shoe do I wear? But like, you know, if I've never been asked that question, that's when I throw candy at you. So I'm going to trust, honor system, I'm going to trust that if I throw it near you, the nice, polite Canadian who catches it will hand it to the person it belongs to and not be like, so with that, let's start.
What was it like working with the critic on the Moulin Rouge review?
So no candy for you, but still. But I still love you. What was it like working with the critic? So Doug is a genius, but he's the kind of genius where so here's the thing: if your hands are up during other questions, it'll just make me nervous. So hang out. You'll be able to tell when it's over, and your hand will feel a lot better. Okay, cool. Because it'll hurt after a while. You do that switcheroo thing, and you do this. And it's gonna be better this way. So Doug is a genius, but he's the kind of genius where, like, if you're a control freak like me and you like to know everything that's happening, like, doing that video with Doug was kind of like, oh, sitting in the back seat of a car, looking out the back of it and wondering what's going on in the front of it, and being like, I'm trusting you're taking me to a good place. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because, like, you know, he was like, let's do a collaboration. I was like, okay. And I saw the script and I was like, assuming that I wouldn't be Zidler for like the whole thing. And then, you know, like on the day of, I kept going, okay, so when do I like become Brentalfloss again? And he's like, oh, like the last page. And I'm like, oh, like the whole video? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, this would be the death of Brentalfloss. This is it. This is, oh, it's done, it's over. And, you know, like, Doug, much like me, much like a lot of internet personalities, is at his most put together and most articulate and charming on camera. But a lot of us are neurotic, crazy people, so like actually doing the video was like an 11-hour shoot all in one day. It's kind of crazy. If you watch the bloopers, there's a couple shots where Lindsay and Doug are talking and I'm just sitting here like, because I was worried about my Ghosts and Goblins video that I had to do in like 36 hours starting that night. Anyway, so the long and short of it is, working with Doug was a little bit stressful because he knows his vision, but he's not always great, like many people, including me, at going, here's exactly how it's going to go. It's more of like a, trust me, this will be fun. And he was absolutely right. But I didn't know that until it came out, and people loved it. So that's what it was like working with Doug. Thanks for the question. All right, hit me, long arm guy.
Oh, okay. With your recent release of this the album you're waiting for on Rock Band, are you planning on playing any more of your preferably older stuff on the Rock Band network?
It's a no candy question, but it's still fair. Am I planning on putting other stuff on Rock Band? So the thing is, like, I live in this really beautiful little little legal loophole of parody. But the thing about parody is that parody does not, okay, as far as like American parody laws, right? We don't have like a hard and fast precedent. There have been parody cases where the parodist lost and where the parodist won. And because of that, I don't really want to go up against Nintendo's lawyers. So it's like somehow iTunes there's a precedent that's been set that if you're a band like the Megas, the Proto Men, Power Glove, all these bands that do video game tunes, especially with Nintendo music, if you do that and put it on iTunes or Amazon TuneCore in MP3 format, that's cool. But there is not really a precedent for putting video game parodies or covers on a video game. And I really don't want to like mess with the powers that be there. I don't want to be the first one. Because, you know, if Nintendo decided to make an example out of me and decided to kind of turn into Disney and like be like crazy lawyer people, I would stand less than a chance. I would stand negative chance. So, you know, I'd love to do that. And I mean, stuff like the BioShock song, I wish it was more rock bandy, because like, it's an original, and I want to do more original stuff in the future. But until I'm doing more stuff that is both original and works for Rock Band, probably not. But I hope that there will be some, you know, more original stuff and more fun interactive ways to enjoy it in the future. Thanks for the question. Mega Man with the arm cannon. You knew you were going to totally, yeah.
Yes. It is no surprise that you are a Mega Man fan. How many Mega Man t-shirts do you own, and have you seen my Mega Man t-shirt before?
Okay, that's a candy question. Just barely. It's not, where did you get your Mega Man shirt? Oh, he's coming down like a medal ceremony.
Have you seen that one before?
No. Turn around. It's an Abbey Road Sprite shirt with the Mega Man characters.
8-Bit Boulevard!
Nice.
Awesome. Sit down. All right. Thank you for sharing that. How many Mega Man t-shirts do I own? 3. I own the Mega Man shirt that I used to wear in the videos, which I got at Hot Topic in San Diego in 2008, and that's all I remember. For those of you that have seen me get heckled with questions about the t-shirt. I also have 2 versions of a shirt that was drawn by Josh Merman. He does the guy in the front row here with like the word art kind of shirts, you know? So I got, and he also did my face made of words shirt that was on, yeah, that's on Level Up. So I have 3, and no, I have not seen your shirt. Thanks for the question. Slender Man with a ridiculously long arm.
Okay, I will admit I just want candy. But the thing is, with you getting more famous, are you?
I love you gesturing with those. You're like, so listen, slapping the ceiling. Yeah.
Anyway.
Scratching your nose somehow.
Okay.
Go ahead.
With you getting more and more famous, are you or are you not scared of getting fan fiction?
Baby, I write the best Brentalfloss fan fiction already.
Brentalfic.
Or
I mean-
is there even any fan fiction? I don't know.
This is a new question. Here you go. You should have done it with your slender hand.
Just space jam that.
Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. It's my girlfriend actually, so don't do that. Yeah. So I actually have forgotten the question. We were out late last night. If you guys were there at my show.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried to go home and crash, like, or not home, like back out to a hotel, and I was like, man, I'm hungry. And I'm from New York City, where like, even if it's 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning, there's still some diner that's like, we got quesadillas, we got crepes, we got French toast. I mean, like, it's just kind of bustling there. So here it was like, there was one place called New Ho King, and we said, forget it, we went to Fran's. I don't know if you guys know, it's an all-night diner. Delicious. Great story, Gramps.
Okay, the question was, with you getting more famous.
Fanfic.
Yeah.
I'm not really afraid of fanfic. I'm more afraid of a much more insidious cousin of fanfic called the rumor.
Oh.
There's a few things going around about me that, like, you know, I've had, in some cases, somewhat of a wild and crazy past, especially, like, I'm sure you guys can see how the character and persona of Brentalfloss has changed. Part of that is that, like, in 2008 and 2009, I was single and kind of living kind of a bachelor lifestyle. And since that time, frankly, I found an amazing girl and kind of, like, don't need to be all, you know, kind of sleazy and quagmire anymore. But you see the difference, right? Like, there's a little bit more of a dark kind of, like, a guy protecting himself, a guy kind of, like, puffing up and being, like, arrogant douche. And, but now it's a little bit more like, yeah, you know, hi, it's me, I'm not really... Like, the FAQ thing is kind of dead now, because that guy's kind of dead. You know what I mean? Like, I can answer your questions in a funny way, I'm doing it now, you know? Like, anyway. But, yeah, the few stories go around about stuff that, like, I know I would remember. Anyway, if you hear... Yeah, I'm gonna say this in a way that should go over children's heads. Think of candy! Think of candy and jelly beans! Okay, here's the thing. Any stories about me exposing myself to any famous people are totally false.
Oh my God!
That's all I'm gonna say. That's the kind of fanfic I don't enjoy. Alright, hit me with another question. You start looking at you. Yeah.
Okay, as an avid Screw Attack fan, if, like...
You or me?
Me.
Okay.
Who do you like collaborating with the most out of those people? Out of the whole crew?
I think, you know, I've collaborated with Chad, Jared, Lauren, Craig, and I have to say, me and Chad, like, I like all those people, but Chad and I are, I think, more than anybody else, Screw Attack, like, actually, like, pals, you know? Like, we hang out kind of outside of the business thing. Not to say anything bad or anything else, anybody else there, but, like, when we did the promo video for the first CD where I did, like, lyrics to the Super Mario Land theme, I don't know if you saw that, but he's on guitar, and I'm, like, you know what I mean? There's just a chemistry there that is a little bit less businessy and, like, let's make a video, and a little bit more like, yeah, whatever, you know? So I'd have to say Chad. And you know what? That's a new one. So you get York Peppermint Patty. Oh, man, yeah! I hope you know, more than a fanfic, my fear is somebody will make a slow motion gif of me throwing, like...
You were right?
Rule 34, that's that one, right?
It is for most of us.
All right, Mario hat and glasses. You're like college Mario. There's baby Mario and there's adult Mario, but you're like still kind of working it out.
I have a question about the roommate song. Does that have any truth to it at all?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But it is, speaking of fanfic, it was totally made up.
Oh.
So if you read Brentalfloss the comic, there's a character named Travis, and he is based loosely on my dear friend Travis McElroy, who has a podcast called My Brother and Me. You must listen to it. That said, he was my roommate in college. But before he was my roommate, he had no computer. And so his roommate had a computer. So Travis needed to experience some online loving. I don't know why I do so. Usually I'm really PG-13 and up, but I don't know why. Something about the combination of Canada and I see a couple of young faces. I'm going to keep it as PG as possible until it's impossible not to. Yeah, the thing is like he got caught using his roommate's computer for unseemly purposes. And grabbed his own, to be fair, his own blanket and wrapped himself up in it like, just hanging out at your computer. My arms aren't able to use the keys, but I'm just looking at a blank page. Anyway, his roommate moved out next week.
Nice.
But like when I heard that story, I was just like, dude, like that little seed of like what his roommate must have felt like. Because then I ended up rooming with him, and yeah, he was kind of messy. Yeah, he was kind of a dirty bird. But like, you know, that wasn't typical. Oh, are we going into screensaver mode? Oh, you guys. Oh, pastoral settings. Galadriel, are you there? All right. So, yeah. I have been asked that question before. I love you though. But yeah, that's sort of what it's based on. You, sir, looking at you.
Yeah. Have you ever been worried at one of these Q&As that someone asked you a way too personal question?
I don't think I've had that question. So first off, it's candy time. No. I want to give you a Mars bar. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thanks for not hitting the girl in the face with it. Yes, we're all happy we get things. The thing about way too personal questions is, I have kind of a effed up sense of like what makes an entertaining thing. Like, if everyone just asked questions that everyone's already heard answered, like, where'd you get the idea to add lyrics to? Like, what was your inspiration for this? Where did Brentalfloss come from? Like, not that those are bad questions. Obviously, there's a reason people ask it. They want to know. But it wouldn't be as fun as someone crossing the line or towing the line. And to me, like, this is why I hate, okay, I'm not going to make this political, but one reason I hate politics is because you so rarely feel like a politician's giving you the straight dope and really being themselves. And it seems like people that are straight shooters get shot down, interestingly enough. Strange mixing metaphors there, but like, you know, to me, there's a combination of like a personal question kind of makes for a memorable moment more than kind of a run-of-the-mill, you know, like just boilerplate paperwork kind of question. I don't really worry about it because I feel like I'm pretty able to handle it. Like, I mean, if your follow-up question is super personal, we'll field that one, but like, it's basically like, to me, those are the questions that create an environment that is more interesting and entertaining in the first place, which is kind of like, again, screwed up, like, you know, this is good TV. Keep the camera on the dead guy. You know, like, but like, you know, also, really personal questions sometimes allow me to find something out about myself. And if everybody's watching, fine. You know, like, if I'm not too worried about everybody knowing that I have, you know, freckles on my butt or something, like, whatever. Like, we all have something. So, you know, worried, no. I invite them. Yeah. Way in the back, blue shirt.
Has anyone ever asked the question, how far can you throw?
Nice!
They have it. Here you go. Catch. question. You.
What was the funnest time you've ever had creating a song, one of your songs?
The most fun time I've ever had creating a song. Gee, heard it, but I changed it every time. I changed my answer every time. Because I just remember another thing that was fun, and a lot of times it's a pain in the ass. Let's be honest. Like a lot of times, it's like it is work, and it's not like, oh, woe is me, I'm forced to make video game lyrics. It's that there is an element of work. It's painful every time because you go, oh, this is so good, and then like you put it in the kiln, and then it cools, and it comes out, and you're like, oh, okay, it's all right, it's all right. Like, I need to sculpt it and chisel some stuff off. But having a lot of fun writing one, gosh, the BioShock song. I wrote it so fast. It never happens like that. BioShock, I played the game and the video came out within about 2 months of each other, which sounds reasonable to most, but that's one of the shortest amounts. That's probably like the number 3 shortest time period between playing a game and making the video about it. And like, I just sort of started sitting down and I was like doing that, Mammy, so potato, and like, really, it would have taken a lot less time, except for I asked Blake Robinson to do orchestrations for it, which, you know, of course it took a few weeks, naturally. But, you know, the demo was ready, and like, luckily that gave me some time to revise the lyrics, because the final version was like version 4 or 5 of the lyric. Yeah, BioShock was a real blast to do. With that, I'm going to pause and say, sorry, Middle Earth. So there's a song on my new CD called Baby Mario and Papa Yoshi. It became clear in the later stages of making that video that it was going to have to be animated. And as a 4-minute or so song, that's a long process, but what I have for you now has never been seen. It is partially a storyboard and partially fully animated. About 50 seconds of what you're going to see is fully animated, the rest is just storyboard. But I hooked up with an animator named Sean Depew out of New Jersey, and basically my inspiration for this video was the montage from Up. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. The difference being, instead of watching 2 people get married and grow old together and then one of them die, cry, 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 this is more about what if Yoshi raised Mario? What would it be like? We've never seen, it's like Jesus. Jesus, we know baby Jesus, we know 33-year-old Jesus. We know baby Mario and grown-up Mario. But what about awkward teenage Mario? What about toddler Mario? They should Jeremy Mario?
Oh!
He took a different kind of mushroom. All right. Oh! Hey! Oh! All right. Jeez.
They should totally make Teen Mario.
Innuendo. All right. So here we go. Enjoy. It's not funny yet. Don't worry.
Is it me? I just found this baby wrapped up outside my door. A tasty little snack for any dinosaur. But I just fed him breakfast. I'm full up to my head, so I'll give him to Yellow instead.
Wait a minute. There's an updated version from this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is not the newest version. So prepare for balls that are blue. 1 second. Which one is the newest one? Oh, poopy. Okay, let's hope there's nothing that happens to be called BMPY that's embarrassing in here. Welcome to the library of embarrassing things.
Not that embarrassing.
Second?
Arranged by modified.
June 6th, that is not recent, y'all, if you didn't know. Well, poop. Here's, all right. I'm gonna show, this is gonna be anticlimactic. I'm gonna show you individual parts of it that are animated. I'm just crapping all over this one, guys. But here's an example of what that thing you just saw will look like, I think, or is it just great?
Nice.
Your civilization is far beyond us in technology. Maybe dude, well, okay. Preparation. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Take back everything I said. This is totally the newest version. I don't let anyone tell you differently.
He's sort of cute, the sweet.
Yeah, here we go.
He'll make a tasty stew. Don't want to cook and serve up a kid, but hey, that's what Yoshis do. He's all alone without a friend, but he's taking it on the chin. Anyway, hey, hello, I brought you some din-din. You brought me a baby? How generous of you. But I can't eat a bite. I caught the Yoshi flu. Watch you just pop him in your freezer. I'm sure he'll keep for weeks. But wash it first, cause he freaking reeks. I'm almost sad to see the kid go now. We've gotten sorta tight. Also his diaper sagging and whoa now, so is my appetite. Maybe I'll keep him here as a pet and not eat him after all. Come on, my little baby, let's have us a ball.
Oh dear. Yeah. Nice.
One day, maybe. Then again, Mario's twin brother was Luigi, so maybe not.
Goodbye.
A little bit in between those lines, but yeah. So that's gonna be hopefully before we're dead, gonna be complete. It's a long process. Animation always is, but you know, a good chunk of the money from CD sales I went ahead and put into that, just because, as I hope you can see from videos like the BioShock songs, sort of like Nemo and also other things that are coming out this year, I'm trying to kind of like stretch the boundaries of what the Brentalfloss thing can be. You know, and also go back to animation more now that I can afford it. Dr. Mario is like this huge leap forward. That was in 2009. And then 2010 was this year of failed animated projects. I had one with Harry Partridge, it kind of fell apart. I had one in 2010 with Parker Simmons, who did the Dr. Mario video, and like we couldn't agree on the ending of a video concept, so we got to the animatic phase, like the storyboard phase, and it just fell apart. So I kind of got butthurt and took my ball home. And I didn't do any animation for a few years, and now it's like, well, I feel like I see somebody giggling, I'm not going to say who it is, at the fact that I just said I got butthurt and then took my ball home. I don't know. I'm not seeing the connection, but alright, enjoy that. Anyway, hit me, Kirby Hat.
Yes, sort of semi-Kirby related. I'm actually very new to Brentalfloss, and the
Same.
Not Own FPW song is awesome.
Thank you.
Let you know. And I'm not sure if you have done any Kirby related lyrics.
You are very new to the Brentalfloss thing.
Right. But if you have performed the show, would throwing candy be part of the game, given Kirby's character and personality?
Okay, I definitely haven't gotten this question or understood it yet, but I see, somehow this like really like limp trebuchet thing is actually the best way to hurl candy at your faces. All right, see you guys. It was good having you here. Yeah. when it happens, you gotta. So your question is first off, I have done a Kirby video. Kirby with lyrics. It was a Flosstober video. Not one of my favorites. It's not bad. It's just very strange because like it's about Kirby becoming huge and scary, and I do it in a minor key, and it's just one of those like kind of detour videos that some people love and some people are like, eh. So, which is a lot of my videos actually. But now, are you saying that candy would somehow quote coincide with Kirby because he inhales things?
It's one of the items. Basically, it's just like food in general. If you did a song where it would have been appropriate. If you did a song which you did at some sort of a live concert similar to Nerds of Noise Night.
Right, right.
And then you throw candy as part of the performance.
I haven't done that. I feel like you're giving me a suggestion for a cool idea in question form. And that's totally fine. It's like, have you considered doing this smart thing? Have you considered taking my business card? That is a good idea. I have not thought of that, but at some point, and you know, I could have also done that with OCD, with the Little Nemo song as well, which, you know, Little Nemo's a game where half the game is throwing candy at things. Anyway, but...
Wait a minute, A Boy and His Blob.
Oh, yeah. The problem, though, with that is individually wrapped candy is good, but jelly beans, finding individually wrapped jelly beans, what kind of jerk? Oh, these are loose jelly beans? I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I at one point was going to make, this was during a more vain phase of Brentalfloss where it was getting big a lot faster than it is now, and I thought like, you know, like, within a year's time, I will be the emperor of all, whatever. Like, you know, it's just when you're on the internet and like, even in your small little world of fame when it's growing fast, sometimes it's easy to lose perspective, and I was gonna make custom marshmallows, individually wrapped with my face on them.
Oh my god!
So, and what's great about it is then you can pelt people because, you know, marshmallows don't hurt. They're the nerf of candy. Didn't work out. They were gonna be too expensive. Hit me.
I was actually just more of a technical question. When it comes to your singing, what kind of training do you have? What's your range? All of that fun stuff.
Not a new question, but a good one. So, training, you know, I was in boys choir, but that's not a whole lot of individual attention. I did a little bit of musical theater growing up. I took a couple of musical theater classes where I found out that I was a baritone, but I'm sort of a barittenor. I mean, you know, I can hit an A sharp pretty okay most days of the week. I don't have a whole lot of a low register, which is why baritenor is more apt than baritone, you know, because there's, like, if I had a little bit lower register, I'd probably be a voice actor. But as it is, I kind of like do the Dana Carvey impressions, where he does great impressions, but you wouldn't buy them if you didn't see his face, because they're just like a half an octave higher than they should be. Anyway, yeah, my training's pretty limited. Most of my, honest to God, like, where I learned to sing is driving in my car in high school and college. And one of my, this is so weird, but one of my biggest like influences as far as like vibrato and how to like actually sing is from Hedwig and the Angry Inch, which is a movie about a transsexual expatriate German guy who, anyway, but he's got a great voice.
Okay.
But no, like you'll hear a little bit in my vibrato, like the John Cameron Mitchell, I think that's his name. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not terribly trained. It's more that just like I've been doing funny voices and stuff and been very musical my whole life. I think that it just it's me knowing how to make what I have sound decent, you know? Yeah, working with what I have. But thanks for the question. Blue shirt on the wall. No, not you, the shirt. I'm just kidding. It says shirt on it. That's amazing. Go.
Why a duck-billed platypus? When we were at MegFest...
Oh, this is one of those stories that I'll never remember that he's been thinking about every day. Yeah, tell me.
We did a brief bit for my video.
Uh-huh.
I asked you to name any living organism, and you said a duck-billed platypus.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking...
Go on. By the way, candy, absolutely. All right. I'm not concerned about the catching, more that the throwing is fairly accurate.
That's what we're actually clapping for.
Oh, right.
So is there something about a duck-billed platypus that specifically appeals to you?
Here's the thing, you know. This is like a silly question, but kind of a serious matter. While that question specific, all the time, and this is not a woe is me, it's so hard. It's just, I have to express this. This is one of those personal question things you were talking about. Like, you know, I don't have a whole lot of improv training, but part of being off the cuff with people is being able to roll with stuff. Kind of like, you know, like just being able to be like, yeah, you know, how about a skeleton with wings and kidney beans hanging off of it and strings like candy, but not. Like, where does that come from? No idea. And if you ask me in another 6 months or a year,
So, what is it about kidney beans and skeletons and wings?
it's like sometimes I just open this like orifice in my head. Oh, it's here in my mouth, and I just. If I knew what's in there that's making all that stuff come out, I would tell you. But and the thing is, this is a perfectly fine question. It's good to allow me to.
I just wanted the Mars bar.
Well done. I was taking it to a deep place, and you're like, listen, buddy, trick or treat, all right? Get out of here. But it is true, though. It is. There is an element of like, it's strange that like sometimes at conventions and stuff, people apply a lot of significance to something you say, when really I'm just like flipping through a Rolodex or like spinning a roulette wheel and going, let's do, you know, that's the whole duck butt lollipop thing from the comic. Was like the idea was that it was random, like Pop-Tart Cat Rainbow. That's sort of what we were like lightly making fun of. Anyway, you played me though. Well done, truly, well done. Miles, hit me.
Hey, last night? Well,
I won't in a week, but yeah, 24 hours, absolutely.
I would like to know, what is your favorite meal that your grandma or mother used to make for you?
Oh, this is a new question.
Candy.
Oh, not a good one, not a good throw. Thank you, polite Canadian. All right. Maybe you're not, you're just a polite person. My grandma, we would make peanut butter and honey sandwiches. And it's such a simple, stupid thing, but like, dude, there was nothing better growing up. Like going to grandma's house, she had a cat, so I'd be like one large hive, like a turban that is my head. And like she would always be like, oh, you know, let's make peanut butter and honey sandwiches. So I would shove them into the slit that was now my mouth because of the cat allergy. But no, they were really good. Good question. Ichida, hit me.
All right. How much fun was it doing Dawn of the Slums for Mega Ran?
It was interesting. He's referring to an album called Black Materia, which is a hip-hop album based on Final Fantasy VII by my good friend Mega Ran, that you should look into if you don't know him already. And he asked me to work with his lyric for Don Corneo. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I am ashamed to say I've actually never played through 7. Yeah, I know, blasphemy. But when it came out, I was like, 3D, what is this about? I don't even have a PlayStation. Screw this. Pre-rendered, let's not have an argument about it. I'm playing through 9 now. But the point is that
9 is
because 9, you know, appeals to me. I'm like, oh, a black mage instead of like steam and machines and corporations, metal, gigantic swords. Like it just
very
this one has a gun on it. Like what? You know.
Very yes to 9.
Of all the... Anyway. It's just like... to answer your question, which I completely forgot.
Dawn of the Slums.
Dawn of the Slums. The thing is that, okay, interesting fun fact about that. The original voice I did, I was like, dude, what kind of voice do you want? And he trusted me too much. He was like, well, just, you know, you could do it a little... And he's also not a good director. Great guy, but like was not wanting to like just tell me, do this. Like he was maybe a little bit shy to like, I don't know, tell me as if he knew better than me, although of course he did, he was making it. So he was just being a little bit too polite, I guess is what I'm saying. And this is a There you go. This is bend over and beat him off the floor.
I'll get it later.
Just kidding. Actually, take this. It's the sniper from Killzone.
Because I haven't gotten enough of those already.
Oh, you already have one?
I've got 3. I've won 3 of those all weekend.
All right.
Give it to whoever.
Hey, you.
What's the shield?
Oh, won like 3 of those all weekend.
Got it. Way to go. Is my signature on the back of that?
No, I'm here to get it now.
Who put best link ever?
Oh, that was the G4 people.
Oh my God, it looks like my handwriting. I swear I read it backwards a second ago, and I was like, I don't remember that one, but whatever. But stranger things have happened. Duckbill Platypus. The fun fact: the voice of Yellow, the yellow Yoshi from Yoshi's Island, you know, the Baby Mario Papa Yoshi video. By the way, for this voice, I have to move my nose here and pull out my cheek like this so I can sort of talk like this. It's crazy. And that was the original voice of Don Corneo, because I was trying to do like a weird Marlon Brando as the Godfather plus Joe Pesci. So like you had the, like it's almost Zoidberg, but then also like that kind of like little guy, do I amuse you? Like that little thing. And like Mega Man was like, okay, so maybe just a little bit more like you, so they'll know it's you. And I was like, oh, okay, but I tried to really make it a character, but I have that laying around somewhere, but I don't know where it is on my computer. Clearly, I don't know where anything is except for the things I'm trying to hide from you.
I have it if you want if you wanted to play it.
What? No, I'm at the original that no one's heard.
Oh.
Of me doing it like this. Fox Ears, hit me.
Have you ever thought of doing a Brentalfloss musical where it's about your life?
On ice.
No. Sorry, Portal Girl. No, because I wouldn't want to see that show. And a golden rule of if you're going to make something that takes 8 years, which is, by the way, no kidding, 8 years is the average statistical time it takes from setting pen to paper for a Broadway show to open. Book of Mormon did it in 5 years. Why? Because they're the South Park guys. And they had the Avenue Q guy on their side. You kind of rail that one through. It's a little bit greased, you know? But, so if you're going to put 8 years or even 5 into something, it's got to be something you'd want to see. I've seen it. And, yeah, no. I'll let somebody else tell their stupid fanfic version of it. Because the thing is, that'll be more interesting to me than like me being like, well, I was born a poor black child. Like, what am I going to say? I don't know what. Yeah, that's not an interesting story to me. Hit me with the shirt with the metal thing on it, or the hat. Yeah, I know clothing. I know garments. Yeah, you with the hat with the metal thing on it.
Where do you find your inspiration for your videos?
No candy for you. You know, it really comes in all different forms. I just said, like, you know, it's always. Is this a screensaver? Oh yes, it is. It's you know, with Little Nemo, for instance, it was that I never really loved that game, but I loved the opening title theme. It was so gospel-y, it was so fun. At one point I was working on a rock opera that was going to be made from like discombobulated and reassembled video game music, and the opening number was going to have a lot of that song in it. That has since kind of gone away, as many of my projects just kind of fall through. But I decided I still loved that song, so that was that. BioShock was just the fact that, like, the thing I loved most about it was that you're shooting up people that are horrific and gross in this strange Art Deco world, but the music's all like, somewhere, how much is that doggy in the window? Like, it's such a crazy juxtaposition of horrific gore and blood on the walls and, like, with beauty and old-timiness. So I wanted to do something that encapsulated that. But like, there's no textbook thing. It's different every time. And occasionally, unfortunately, it's the fans want it. STD's Gotta Catch 'Em All was, well, the fans want a Pokemon song. And I kind of like broke my own rule. I didn't really do a video I'd want to see with STD's Gotta Catch 'Em All. I didn't really think I thought the joke was somewhat funny, but not like 3 whole minutes funny. And like, people didn't hate it, but if you look at like the dislikes versus likes and the comments and the number of likes. Like, you can just tell some videos that if the inspiration for me was more fan service, the irony is they won't be as enjoyed by fans. I didn't care if anybody liked Bioshock, because I loved it already, you know? Like, walking across the street, I remember, like, on a crosswalk, I was like, ooh, soaking and joking, that's good, I'm not even joking. Like, and I'm like wagging my finger on a New York City street, like, yeah, that's gonna be great. It made me laugh, it made me have a good time. So I didn't, you know what I mean? Anyway, the short answer to your question is, it changes every time, and that's a good thing, but it has to come from in here to be a good video. Because if I'm just trying to do what people want, paradoxically, it doesn't work that way. You, sir, with the kind of the spiky faux hawk, yeah, go for it.
Do you have a favorite line from the Pokemon SP song?
This is a new one. Let's see, let me get something soft, I'm gonna have to pelt you. That was pretty close, right? Was that like a, oh, like it hit somebody? Did I nick you? Are you gonna make it? You alright?
You nearly hit me in the balls.
It's good! So by nearly you mean I grazed your thigh? Like, enjoy it. Nearly. Anyway. Favorite line from STV's Gotta Catch 'Em All. There were 3 versions of that song. And the thing is, that's the one song I've ever written in front of people live that was just me. I did it in a hotel room at a con called AAC, which stands for Another Anime Con. Yeah, exactly. But it's chuckle-worthy. But I was really just trying to shock my friends in the room, who are all bad people. So there were lines about, like awful stereotypes about like clergymen and certain types of orientations and certain places that you would emit your seed, certain very small tertiary orifices, and all these awful things. In retrospect, for the final version, I think for me the funniest line is still "poked your mom."
Yeah.
Because it lines up with "Pokemon."
Yep.
It's so dumb, but it's like, you know, one of those, if you know the song it's referencing, it's great, and it actually is not terribly gory gross, you know? But just know that as disgusting as that song was, it really was like Disney compared to the original draft. So, hit me in the glasses. Looking at you. Yeah, go for it. Oh, sorry, were you both wearing glasses? My bad. I didn't want to say black guy. Is that what that's... I just felt like everybody else has a piece of clothing that I reference. I didn't want to be like, hey, you. So, anyway, sorry, man.
Are you a fan of Egoraptor, and would you consider collaborating?
I've had this question, but I'm happy to answer it. I'm a huge fan of Egoraptor. And he and I met at MagFest, shook hands, and had a little email correspondence. And the thing is, neither he nor I are easy collaborators. We like to be in charge. We're not great at sharing. I'm the kind of person that if we had a group project in school, I would either be in charge or half-assing it and not really caring and being like, yeah, whatever. It's hard for me to be really good at like sharing and like true collaboration requires a lot of trust. And he and I kind of came to the conclusion that like until we have a project that's just like begging us to do it together, that we would probably be a huge pain for each other to try to work with. He's got so many things he's already trying to do, same with me. I'm trying to do animated projects in a little bit of a cleaner style. His is great, but it really requires, it's kind of like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. There's something part and parcel about their animation style with their voices. And he's the same way. Like, he's so great at making his animation funnier with his voice and making his voice sound funnier with his animations. But combining our styles might be a little bit ketchup and, you know, marshmallows. Both good on their own, but how do you make a dish of these two things? So, huge respect for the guy. I don't know if we're going to collaborate, but maybe one day. Ponytail.
Okay. Do you have any unfinished...
Wait, you're the guy at MagFest. You have a one-syllable name and it's a strange one, yeah? No?
Garrett?
Garrett. A two-syllable name and it's a normal one, like I said. Wait, Wait, are you a twin brother of someone?
Yes. Well, not a twin, but a brother. He performed at Megafest before Renard.
Okay. So still 2 syllables, but... What do you... Hey y'all, my computer's scarred. Oh, what is going on? Somebody... I mean, no one's touching it. No worries. As if I expect you to be like,
Projector's having a heart attack.
Okay.
Maybe someone is linked to it with a different remote.
The projection. I'm sorry. I just I don't want to be upstaged by my own AV here. Sorry. We've played that one at Magfest. Yes, that's how I know you.
Glad you remember.
Yes. Ask me a question now.
Okay. Do you have any unfinished or failed projects? And if so, do you have any rough recordings of them?
Let's see if I can dig one up for you. Oh, I've gotten this question before, but let me see if I can dig one up for you. First, I'll make sure that my audio still works. Oh, all right. G-mini, what do I have in here? Rather than a recording, it may have to be something live that I just sing in our remaining. Okay, while I'm trying to think, here, let's just do this. Oh boy. Yeah, so River City Ransom is one that I still want to do. You know the da 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 da. It's like that one red clay park. In the. Are you here to tell me how much time I have?
Maybe 10 minutes. The other
Okay, I just wasn't sure if you guys had like a changeover passing period, like of a few minutes, or if I can get out of here right at the bell. Say again.
15 minutes before you're ending your show.
15 minutes left.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, man. I thought he was saying that 15 minutes before I end my show is when I end my show. I said, what? All right, let's see about... I've been kicking around Ken's theme for years. Let's see how this one holds up. It's probably...
Surprised it's not Guile's theme.
Yeah, why don't you be an internet guy and do that one?
Maybe I will.
Okay, let's see if I can even pull this off. By the way, I'm sure that if you've been here this whole time, you're not terribly faint of heart as far as cursing, but there may be something here. I haven't read this in probably a year and a half, so let's see how this goes. Ass is what I'm gonna kick, 'cause I throw a Hadouken and then a Shoryuken, my fist a rebuking until you start puking. Go! I hate him by some stupid hat. I hate the Honda 'cause he's fat. I wish the Blanca would take those old shorts to the laundromat. Chun-Li, who flips around and flies, could crack a walnut with those thighs. I wouldn't mind grabbing onto her buns. I mean, be surprised. Every Street Fighter needs a hot stud. This is awful. Every fighting game requires a douchebag. That's me. All right. And then I guess there's one more. Let's go destroy a stranger's car and fight a boxer in a bar. Doll seems as he'll kick my ass. It's a bit of a stretch. Har har. I mean, whatever. Like sometimes something just isn't right yet. That's an example of something that I'd like to see come to fruition one day, but I'm not sure that I'm ready to like do a song where I'm telling people that in some cases their favorite Street Fighter character is a jerk. But like to me this would actually be Street Fighter with lyrics from Ken's perspective. But there's a lot like that though. The thing is that one is somewhat entertaining, and I'm not sure I want to like make you sit through the not so bad it's good, but the so bad it's bad things. I'd like to remind you, by the way, that if you are wanting to hang out, take a picture, shake a hand, slap a butt, just talk for a second. Usually what I do at Fan Expo is, after my panel, we kind of like just walk in a big conga line to some area that they're not going to kick us out of. It's not in front of a fire exit or whatever. So if you want to hang out, I've got CDs and posters, and if you want to just shake hands, it's not like, oh, you have to buy something to talk to me. Like, I hate that. You know what I mean? Like when you have to like pay to get even like an audience with like David Cronenberg, John Carpenter, screw that. What I'm saying is if you want to hang out, I will be going somewhere after this. in the building, so just kind of like, if you want to stick around or whatever, just kind of keep note of where the herd is going. All right. In the black and white stripes. Hit me.
What's the most brilliant soundtrack from a video game you've ever heard?
The most brilliant soundtrack. I don't think I've ever heard it in that way. Take this. All right. It's dangerous to go alone. Brilliant. The thing is, nostalgia really colors our judgment, you know? I didn't get into the Mega Man 2 soundtrack till I was like in my 20s. I liked the game, but I didn't appreciate the music as a kid the same way as I appreciated music like Final Fantasy IV, which is my first thing I was going to say. But the thing is, everyone's first Final Fantasy seems like the best tunes ever. And like, I started playing 9 recently, and the battle theme, I was like, this battle theme's all over the place. What is this? And then a day later, I'm like, da 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 da. Like, I mean, it just takes you a while. And when you're 10, it sinks in your little sponge brain better. I know there's so many out there, there's so many games, and everyone's like, oh, why would you say this? Blah. But like, I'm so proud of you all for having opinions.
I knew this was going to happen.
Final Fantasy IV is going to have to be what I say. But among many, many brilliant soundtracks that are out there. I'm so glad that you have an opinion too, sir. You with the majestic hair.
Thank you. I haven't seen a lot of your recent work in a while, but
thank you.
If you haven't done one yet, have you considered doing one for Minecraft or something of that like?
This is a new question, but I have not because I've not played it. Here you go. Ugh. Now the thing is, Minecraft probably does not have a tune I can sink my teeth into, I'm guessing.
It does, but you have to play for like 15 minutes in order for the song to start.
15 minutes? I don't have time like that.
Really slow song.
Well, here's the thing. I want to get into... This is the real talk here. Listen, okay. I want to do more stuff like the BioShock song where I'm writing an original about a game. Because it's better legally, it's better creatively for me, because I get to compose, I get to stretch my composer muscles, which I don't always get to do. People so often call me like a lyricist, which is neat. But I'm a composer lyricist. I'm a songwriter, you know, and I don't always get to flex those muscles. So Minecraft, you know, everything I hear about the game just makes it seem like a game that sandbox stuff, you know, like where it's all up to you to do it and interact with others. Sometimes I just go, look, I'll just go to a park if I want a sandbox. I'll get in the sandbox, or I'll go to the beach. I'll make a thing with sand. I'll leave. Some sand will come with me, but still, But like, yeah, I don't know about Minecraft. It just seems like a lot of, I love a linear story. And while that's getting less popular these days, anyway, I got time for one more question, but if you want to stick around and ask me another question, you know, when we go somewhere, that's fine. Orange ears, hit me.
What's your favorite splicer in BioShock to kill?
This is a new question. And that would be the Lady Smith. She's the one that is, hold on, way off. But good catch. That was awesome. That was like Rafiki in Lion King, where hyena. Best part of that movie. My favorite splicer to kill is the Lady Smith because she's so bigoted. She's like really racist if you listen to what she says. If you stand around and she doesn't know you're there, she'll say all these awful things about the differences between people of different colors, and she's clearly aristocratic and awful. Anyway. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for listening. Here's what I'm going to do. This often happens where people go, oh, I've got to leave, oh, I've got to this. I love you all, but I have to beeline to where we're going. So I'm going to pack up my stuff, seem a little rude, especially for Canadian standards, and go straight to a place. And at that place, if you want to hang out, talk, do whatever, I've got stuff for you, but you don't have to get it, whatever. Thank you so much for coming. If I don't see you till next year, see you then, or whatever. Bye.